Hey everybody out there, hope you're staying safe. Just want to let you know that this is the latest rendition of the version 2. It's a mask that's very simple to make. It includes a filter inside. Allows for full sealability. The filter will allow for airflow through, along with the nose piece, along with a good fit around the whole face. Will adjust around the face of different shapes and sizes of faces. And allow for the protection frontliners will need when they're taking care of patients. Stay in touch. Go see frontlinemasks.com or hit me up at scott@frontlinemasks.com. Talk to you soon. Welcome to version 2's instructions. Hopefully you've downloaded the frontlinemasks.com version 2 PDF. If not, go ahead and do that now. You'll see here we have all the different pages that will help you along the way. We'll go ahead and cut out the paper patterns. You'll notice that some are duplicates, but to make sure that the communication was able to be transferred to all involved, whether it be a factory or a home sewer, every single piece has its own pattern piece at this point. As we continue along this cutting process, you'll see a list of fabrics at frontlinemasks.com under the pattern section. And we want to have fun with this if we can. So if you have fabrics or can source fabrics that look nice on the outside, and those would be a tight weave quilting cotton at this point. And on the inside, we would like to have a light colored fabric so that we can see dirt and make sure that all the masks stay safe and clean. The only other thing you'll need is a Tex 24 to Tex 40 thread, and that can be matching or a different color. Safety at this point is the highest consideration, but if the masks can look good, they'll probably be used more. Finishing up the pattern pieces here, this is the final binding that would create the head tie, and that will of course be longer than the page. It's the entire width of the cotton fabric, and that makes, for one strip, makes 2 head ties, a total of 4 head ties per mask. You'll see that the front, the outer of the mask has 4 pieces, the inner of the mask has 4 pieces. All the stitching will be embedded inside the mask where the filter will be found. To make sure that we can always recognize the top of the mask versus the bottom of the mask, we'll chalk a location. I use the top piece, and that'll denote the outer of the fabric and also the top of the mask. We'll do the same thing with the inner shell and outer shell, marking in some way so that when you're on the sewing machine working with small pieces, you know which direction each piece needs to be laid out. Of course, the efficiency can be increased here. You can cut multiple layers at one time. Here we're only cutting out one, but you can create a marker with your pattern pieces to allow for best use and efficiency of fabrics and time. To make sure that the filter can be inserted, we have an opening on the front piece, on the inside piece. And to make sure that that opening doesn't unravel, we do a 1/8 inch fold and then another 1/8 inch fold and top stitch that down. The fold will be embedded inside the mask so that the fabric that is touching the face is smooth and comfortable. Then we can put together the inside front of the face. It's a nice large curve. The side of the face is a little bit more tricky. I use the tighter corner on top where I can stretch that as it goes on into a larger diameter curve. Lift your presser foot to release some of the pressure as you go around, and it will reduce wrinkles. The front of the mask is smooth and closed. There is no opening on the front, so this will be just one large curve in the front of the face and the tight curves on both left and right. And we'll apply the head ties to the front of the mask, so it'll be easier to attach the inner and the outer. And apply to top left and right corners, bottom left and right corners. Leave about a 3/8 to a 1/2 inch of extra head tie inside the mask just to make sure that it doesn't come apart. With those attached, with our nice long octopus legs getting in the way, we'll be able to attach the inside to the outside of the mask. I have the inner part of the mask on top of the outer shell. That allows me to stitch the perimeter, but also work with the filter opening that we began earlier. Start at the center, work my way around, apply the two portions that allow for the opening. They will overlap each other. Make sure that the small side face part is below the center face, and that will allow for insertion of the filter later to be easier. On the inside, I snip the corners to make sure that the corners, when folded out, can be made nice and sharp. Here we'll be stitching the tube for the nose wire. Make sure that it's 3/8 to a 1/2 inch from the top, and go the entire distance from, if you're looking at the mask from the inside, from the very corner of the top left, all the way to the right at the opening. You can fold it in half, and then at the quarters, fold back out again. It's a malleable wire. It's a versatile wire. You can use copper. You can use anything from hardware store. Found that wire of clothes hangers is a little bit too difficult to work with. Inserts into the tube, and that nose wire is able to be taken out. Easier to apply the filter later. It's also nice to take out for washing. Here's the filter. The shape allows for a continuous filter inside so that there's no chance of a micron filter not working. And you can fold in multiple directions to be able to slip it in. Press the nose up into the nose piece, the chin into the chin piece. back underneath the filter opening. Bring the flap back around. Once inserted and pressed into the nose piece, the three-dimensional effect of the mask will occur. Allowing for the shape